Shalom. I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Bless up Yahweh Shai. Baharaka Kodash in the Holy Spirit. Much respect to the Akyam, to all the sincere Akyam, laboring in the truth, brothers of Great Millstone and the other like-minded brothers like myself, pushing the gospel through the four corners of the earth, feeding the lambs of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us, to our Akwath, your sincere sisters, to you I say Shalom. Topic of the lesson is going to be, from death to life. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit, right? But we know this truth brings life, because dwelling in this truth slices and dices carnal ways, and it regenerates us from that dead state, being zombies of the world, if you will, and it restores vitality in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Let's get the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 35. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. Yeah, which is why we earnestly seek Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, so we can be counted worthy to obtain favor, that we may have a shot at everlasting life. You know what I mean? Next precept I want to get, it's in the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and an half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai entered into them. We know that 3 days and a half represent 350 years, 1619, the time when the transatlantic slavery, when the Judites, got brought over, the southern kingdom, Judah, Levi, and Benjamin brought over. During that time, the bulk of the Israelites came over, right? The southern kingdom. Up until 1969, when they count that up, you get 350, and that was when the truth exploded. Abba Bivens, came on the scene and started prophesying. Who, if you can receive it through the reincarnation, that is Elijah. You know what I mean? And Abba Bivens prophesied, and upon hearing this word, the spirit of life, the Ruach HaKodesh, entered the Israelites. You understand? Let's read on. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Yes, so when the Ruach HaKodesh entered the Israelites, we got our nationality back, our heritage. You understand what I say? And the prophets sprang forth. The prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai prophesy, and are still prophesying. And it's very intimidating to the forces of evil, and to the other nations. People like the so-called white man, the Vatican, the Freemasons, the Illuminati. When they watch us on YouTube, it intimidates them, it shakes them up, and when they see us out there in the streets prophesying, it makes them uncomfortable, because they know the end right now. They know their time is coming to an end, right? All right. What do I want? Proverbs chapter 21, verse 21. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor, right? Which goes back to us being drawn out of that dead state, being in the world, being a simp, being a sinful knucklehead. You know what I mean? Proverbs 22, verse 4. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is the source of life. Hence it makes 144% sense to plug into that source and to begin to lean upon the ways of righteousness by way of faith and belief in His holy word, which encompasses the laws, statutes, and commandments, which by default made the Israelites a lively people to begin with. You understand? Let's get the quick definition of the word source. And it says here, a place, person, or a thing from which something originates or can be obtained. So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is the source of life. We can obtain, life from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You understand what I say? The creator of life. See? And the Israelites, which we know are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Who are scattered about through the four corners of the earth, fitting the biblical curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, And you have the ones likened unto speckled birds looking like other nations. You know, so the Israelites who haven't repented, you know, they're gonna have to die, you know, in the second death, because what, they rejected the way of life, they rejected Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and they clinged on to the wicked ways of the flesh, you know, which is equivalent to what, death. Second Esdras chapter 8, verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. Yeah, we're not business. We're not supposed to concern ourselves with them. You know, we're preaching the truth to find out the elect. You know, to seek out and to bring in the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. You know, preaching unto the elect. You see me? That's what the gospel is for. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of His law, and forsook His ways. You know, them boy laughing at you because you don't want to line your head up. You know, which is in the scriptures. We're not supposed to run the corners of our head. You know, crispy lineups. You know, lining up the hairline. Don't care about the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. You know, eating the swine. Can't talk to them about that. You know, Jake willing to knock you over for some swine. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You're gonna have to be, you know, reborn back through the lines of the elect, you know, not sack Israelites, if you will. Let's go up to verse 52. For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, that rest, you know, the eternal rest, yo. You understand what I say? And that righteous city is going to be made out of what? Gold and precious stones, you know. It's laid out in the book of Revelations. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom, perfect goodness. We're going to be all righteous. We won't be sinning, you know, because we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments on our inwards, right? And that's going to generate life everlasting because, you know, sin is death. And if we can't sin, we can't die. And wisdom. So we're going to know all things, you know. We're going to know how to heal the nations from all kind of sicknesses. You know what I mean? Eternal knowledge, all the secrets of the universe, you know, all the knowledge, everything is gonna be given unto us, you know, when we get that everlasting life and them new bodies. Yeah. So in the kingdom, you know, these nations after 1,000 years, of course, of doing hard labor, see, after 1,000 years, and by the way, even he will be off the scene at that time. You know, as what the scripture say, all the nations will rejoice as well, you know. And everything is going to be alright afterward, you know. They won't be in hardcore anymore, you know. They won't be in hardcore labor anymore. They're going to be, you know, upgraded a bit to being tributaries, you know. So they're still going to give substance. They're still going to, you know, be ruled over by the Israelites, you understand what I say? And at that time, the nations will have somewhat of an essence of what life is supposed to be in righteousness, you know. But as it relates to the Israelites, we're going to live forever because we have the law, statutes, and commandments, you know. So from death to life, you know what I mean, we're on the path of life, and we have to just be faithful to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai and pray that other one Ratazah, Lord willing, you know, we stay on the path, in our path to life. You understand? And we don't drop off. And you know, that's it, to the Spirit. Just wanted to touch on that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Shalom Israel.